Hey, what is going on, you guys? Ty here again. Here's another quick video tutorial, and this time what I'd like to share to you is a quick way on how you can add text or overlay text onto your videos using the new Adobe Premiere Creative Cloud tool, or text tool Alright, so I'm going to pull up my Premiere right in here, and right now I had it set with a default video, which I am going to play for you. That's just a video that we're going to use for the background. So let's just head straight through to the tutorial. First up, you're going to find the text or type tool with an icon like this. If you can't find this right in here, you go to Window and go down to Tools right here. If you uncheck that, I'm just going to close this first. Right click, close panel, and go back to Window, then down to Tools. Then you have your tools right here. Or also, I'm going to close it back again. You could also do shortcut Control on your keyboard plus T, and it's going to give you a new text layer right in here. So just press T on your keyboard and just type in something on there. Let's maybe type in sunrise. Yeah, something like that. And then Control A on that. And on the left side, you have all the controls specific to your text tool. And also, you would notice that right in here, it's going to add up another layer with the text right on it. Now, if I move this cursor and I play it, then I don't have it yet from that part, but it's going to come in on this part. Now, if you want it to be starting together with the start of your video or your background video, drag it over to the left side and play it. It's going to be there. Also, if you want it to end right at the end of the video, that's how you do it. Just drag it to the right side. In case you'd want it to be breaking from here and here, and at the center you don't have that, you press on this layer and then press C on your keyboard to cut. See, it's going to change your cursor into a blade icon. Or also, you go back to Window, go down again to Tools, then it's right in here, the razor tool. Now C on that, and then find another specific part on your video where you want it to disappear. Press V again on your keyboard after pressing that, and right here, that's your move tool, or selection tool, Select that, and then delete. Now, if you play it, it's going to do that. It's going to disappear in that part. It's going to come back again. Also, let me delete this part. If you want to make changes, like you want to change the font, you want to make it bigger, you go to Effects Controls right here. If you can't find Effects Controls, go back up onto Window and look up for something that says Effects Controls. If it's unchecked, let me just close that, close panel, then go back again, Window and Effects Controls, then you'd get that back again. Now right here would be your text details, or your toolbar for your text panel. Now bring that down, and let's start off one by one. Now this would be a masking, in case you'd want to add mask, but that is going to be discussed on a separate video. Now we go down to the typeset first. Now I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on that and then Control A on my keyboard so that I could highlight that, and let's try changing. Maybe we want to do that, and also you want to resize right here. And in case you'd want to center and move to the right, move to the left, it's going to invert because my anchor point is way on the right side. Now, in case you'd want to make movements like really movements with increments, and you go up right here and you go look up for something that says position, right in motion, right there. Now for 500, you bring that up, going down to 200, and let me just bring it here on this part right here. And also for the Y, like that. And also you could actually scale it up in case you'd want to make it bigger, but I don't want to do that from there. I'd want to do it from here, right? And make it a little bit bigger like that. And let me just recenter. Alright, now we go down to the part that says fill right in here. I'm going to double click on that, and I'm going to change the color Just click on that. It's gonna give you your color palette. Maybe you'd want to go for blue, like that, and that's it. And also for the stroke, Control A on your keyboard to highlight everything. Now click on stroke and add a stroke color, and click on OK. And this would be the thickness right in here. Just add a little bit, not too much, like that. Oh, let me just make it white. There you go. It's kind of disturbing earlier. Alright, in case you would want to add a shadow, Control A again, select the shadow. Let's make a yellow shadow, like that. And let me just see that first. There you go. Gonna be making this a little bit smaller, like that. But I'm gonna make it larger here. And for the shadow, this would be the spread, and this part would be the angle, sorry, the distance. This would be the angle, in case you'd want it to the left side or to the top, right in there. And also here would be your opacity. And for transform, also the position or the motion right on top is also the same with the motion and position and scaling right underneath. You go like that, you go like this, and you could also rescale that, then move that again. And right at the bottom part, you also have rotation. In case you'd want to rotate that like this, it will also do. I'm just clicking and dragging to the right and then dragging to the left, either way. Now I'm just gonna go 0, so it could bring us back to its default. And if you may have noticed, if I rotate that, the anchor point is on the letter S. Now I'm going to go back and say 0. We're going to move the anchor point right now. So the anchor point is at 0. So if you move the anchor point like this, then we rotate again, and there you go. So how to center that, what I do is I'm going to move this again, and just, find where I'm just going to tilt it a little bit so that I would know where to actually place the anchor point, and then just find a way to get it to the center again. Now if I rotate, then I'm getting the anchor point way on the center part. In case you'd want the anchor point right on the end part, you can just push it way to the left side and just drag it back again. Now if we rotate, our anchor point would be on the right side. Now that's one neat feature about Adobe Premiere Pro's new text tool. Now I'm gonna share to you one nice way to somehow animate the text using keyframes. Now in case I'd want this sunrise text to be twirling while the video is playing, I could do that. Oh, by the way, I'd want to do, it's really not looking nice, right? So maybe let's just change that into something like alright, just to make it not looking so fancy. Really, what I'm going to share to you is to somehow animate that into a rotating motion. So what you do is work on with keyframes. Now play your background video. Let's say we want it here, so we push that on that side, and from here click on that, and then go to rotation right here. Let me just make it a little bit bigger so you would see. I press on this toggle animation or clock icon or stopwatch icon, click on that. It's going to give you a keyframe like this. I'm going to Control Z again so you'd notice from here. Let me just move it a little bit so that it would be on this keyframe. Click on that, so you add a keyframe, so like a diamond icon. Now, I'll move it here so it would be from the very start of this video. Yeah, let's say I want it rising up. So what I do, I'm going to move my playhead right on the end of the video, not too much on the end because you really can't find it later. So what I do, I just move it a little bit in here, and I go rotate, let's say like this, that it's going to disappear. Now move this way onto the end of it. Now I'll play something like that. So while the video or the background video is playing, your text also animates. Now, in case you'd want to invert that, because it's coming from the center and then it's actually disappearing. Now if you want to go from here, going back up, what you do is you hold this keyframe and put it here, and then hold this keyframe and put it at the beginning. Sort of like invert that, then just play it, and it's going to come up like that. Now, if you want the text to just keep on rotating right at the center, I'm just going to highlight this again, and delete both of that. So we just reset from where it actually started. What I would want to do with that is I click on rotation again from here. Oh, sorry. I'm just going to first find my anchor point. So I'm just going to click on rotation a little bit so that I would know where's the anchor point, and move it a little bit like this, and move it here. So right now I'm just trying to find where my anchor point is. How to find your anchor point: tilt it a little bit and then try rotating. Or you don't have to be perfectly horizontal or in a straight line with that, because it's just going to twirl like that. Alright, so I'm going to start out with 0, but we have our keyframe right in here already. So let me just delete that. In case you'd want to add a keyframe, click on the stopwatch icon again right here, and move that in there. Now, for it to somehow rotate, what you want to do is completely rotate it like this. So if I play it, sorry, I moved the keyframe right on the end of the video, or sorry, end of the layer. Play it, and it's going to twirl just like that. Now if you want it continuously twirling, actually you have to make this video, you have to make this a little bit lengthier. Also, if I want to duplicate that, I go in a loop form. What I do is, I just I just hold Alt button on my keyboard, click my mouse, then drag up to duplicate. Then I'm just gonna move it right on this part and play it like that. And I'm just gonna go for effects, window right on top, and then go to effects, and I'm gonna look up for an effect that I could actually overlay onto this. I'm gonna say cross dissolve. I'm just gonna add that in there. Make it click, hold, drag over. Kind of like I'm editing on my own. Hover on this part so that you could have your cursor. Just move it, play it like that. Also, cross dissolve, hold, drag over right here. Make it a little bit shorter, or make it like this. Yeah, something like that. Alright, that's how you actually rotate or twirl your text. So I'm going to delete this again, and this part right here, and also I'm going to go for center. Now this time what we're going to do is we're going to somehow make your text layer opaque. So go up and find something that says opacity. Go down, find something that says opacity. It's gonna go 20 on this. If you go 20, then it will be looking like that. Or maybe you could go 50. Like that. Now here's another trick. In case you'd want it to be a little bit transparent, a little bit opaque, and it goes solid way on the right, you could actually make use of keyframes again. Now I'm going to right click over this cross dissolve effect and remove that. Right click, then clear, because I don't want that. Now this time what I do, I'm going to click on this again, go back to opacity, and I'm going to set the opacity of this into maybe 5, like that. Now it's hardly recognizable already, but you go click on the stopwatch icon and click, hold, drag over onto the very start of this layer, or your, I'd say a text video, something like that, and drag way up here and go for maybe around 65 something. It's gonna add a keyframe, so I click on that and then I type in like a number, maybe I go 40, something like that, and click, hold, drag over onto the right side. Now put your playhead here and then play it, and it's going to somehow start from a faded look going to somehow solid color. Now if you want really solid, right click, highlight, and then just remove this and go up again right on this part and go 100 like that. So if you play it, there it goes. Also text layer to be starting from the beginning, so I'd go for that. I just move all these keyframes right here like that. If you wanted it at the center being a solid color and then fades out again, so what you do is just click, hold, drag this way at the center, and right here Control C on your keyboard, and I'm gonna move my cursor, and V on my keyboard, sort of like paste that. So if it's going to go up, clear, and it's going to blur out again. So I'd go like that, and it's going to blur out. Here's another, in case you'd want this to be zooming in or zooming out with that very same effect. I'm not going to remove this effect anymore, so we could somehow add kind of like a, you know, better animation onto it without just a solo effect. So what I do, I go back way on. I really don't extend too much way on here because it's really hard to pick. So what I do, I'm just gonna place it here and go up right here. What's that? Go to scale and set this stopwatch icon again. Click on that, and there you go. Just click, hold, drag way on to the start point. And then from here, I'd go click, hold, drag to the right so that I could make it really large like that. And I'm going to click, hold, drag. It's going to create a keyframe for you, by the way, automatically. Just move it like that. And also I want this, if I click, hold, drag here, I want it fading. Oh yeah, we actually did set to fade already, I forgot. So I move it. You could also scrub on your timeline so you don't waste time in just, you know, doing the playback. So like that. But in our case, we're going to play it back, and there you go. So what I'd want to do is I click on this, delete, and then just gonna move this. So it starts from a very clear text with a solid color and then fades out. Yep, something like that. And also, here's another trick that I would want to show you. I'm going to delete all these keyframes right here. So just highlight them all, and I'm gonna make this a little bit clearer. Gonna set it to like about 50 for the opacity so we could see it. We would want to add a wipe effect onto this. Remember, it's just when it comes in, let me move it from here. If you play and it comes in, all the letters are being revealed as a single word. So what I would want to do with that, I'm gonna go to effects right here. I'm gonna go cross dissolve. Sorry, not cross dissolve. I'm gonna go wipe like that, UIPE, and click, hold, drag over, and there you go. It's gonna wipe really slowly while it's actually moving. Now I'm gonna go right again and play so it would slowly go wiping out. And also you could do the same in case you'd want it wiping while it's rotating. You could do that. If you want it wiping while it's scaling up, you could also do that. Let me just try that. Click on scale right in here. Sorry, not there. I'm gonna go back here, click on this. I could go click on scale, and I'm gonna make this just a little bit bigger, just like that, and move that there. Now play it, and it's trying to scale up for you. Here's another trick, or a neat feature we have for our text tool in Adobe Premiere Pro. I'm just gonna move this right on the right side because I'm still gonna need that later. Right at the moment, what I would want to show you is this feature where you can actually kind of create a karaoke version, sort of like a text being highlighted. So how you do that, you're gonna do it this way. Let's say go Control T again on a keyboard. Sorry, click here, Control T on your keyboard. Yeah, I want to say the sun is rising from the east. Does it really rise from the east? Yeah, let's make it special. Sun rising from the west. You know, kind of. Is that no, north? Yeah, let's make it kind of like a poetic. Alright, so what I do, I drag this down and then kind of move it right here. Remember, we're trying to make a karaoke, text for karaoke songs. So what I want to do for the scale, just gonna kind of make it a little bit smaller, like that, and like this. Right. You could just do wipe on this. Maybe it's say wipe right here. It's dependent on how the lyrics are being sang, so it's all up to you. So we go like oh, sorry, why did I put the wipe? sorry, clear that up. And the wipe at the beginning, all right, not on the end part. Say the sun is rising from the north. Okay, maybe like that. But in case you'd want to add color onto it, so I'm gonna drag this up and I'm gonna duplicate this very layer. Click hold on your keyboard, press Alt button plus your mouse, then drag down to duplicate. Click on that. So I'm gonna turn this layer off first, or right click on that and set this to enable so that I can disable that, so it's not going to affect the changes we make on this layer right here. If I press on this and then I go back to effects controls and then I go to fill, I'm going to change the fill into something else, maybe about blue. I'm going to change the color. Oh, sorry, I didn't double click first. Control A, so you could have everything selected. That's what we forgot. And try to select the color, click on OK, so it becomes blue this time. Now I'm also gonna add a stroke on this. Control A, and go for stroke, then add a white stroke right there, and just adjust right here on the numerics. So adjust the stroke, just a little bit like that. Alright, so if I play it, the sun is rising from the north, something like that. Now I'm gonna turn this back on, this layer, right click, enable. So I have that already. So right click on this to remove the wipe effect. Now while it's actually playing, you'd have another underneath, but I forgot, move this upwards. Click, hold, drag right on top and play it. The sun is rising from the north. That's pretty cool, right? But the timing, it's always dependent on whatever the rhythm of the song is and how the lyrics are being sang. So play it again like that, and it's all up to you. You could just make changes on the color. It's always dependent on you. So I'm gonna move this to the right side, and I'm gonna bring this back again right in here. Sorry, let me delete that. Just added a duplicate layer onto it. So I'm just gonna go text again right here. I'm gonna type in maybe memories. Is that right? Something like that. Make it bigger. And I'm going to remove the stroke. I'm going to change the fill to white. Click on OK. Now I'm going to go for impact for the font, because I'm going to show you something. Control A on that. Just bring this, the position back away on the center part and scale up again to make it bigger. Alright, so I'm gonna move it here, right, like that. Alright, so here's a clip that I actually did sample out from a wedding video that we actually did. So right click on that. I'm going to unlink so that I could remove this part right here. And go back like that. And place it underneath just like that. So what we do is go Effects. Again, type in Track Matte key, click, hold, drag over to the clip and go back to Effect Controls and then go to Track Matte key right in here and you go to None, change that to video number 3 because that's the letters or the text that we actually did create on. There you go. So what I do, I'm going to split this up right there, cut this, and yeah, 1 second, let me just check it. Let's find a better part so it would really be dynamic. Right, so if you'd notice, the background is moving, then also there's something moving in between, inside the text that you just actually created, like that. Now, we would want to make it a little bit opaque because it's too much. So what we want to do is go to opacity, make that a little bit like that. And also, in case you'd want this letter to be prominent, you'd want to add a stroke onto that. So it would somehow, like a shadow, like that. And play it back again, and there you go. There's actually endless possibilities that you can make use of the text tool built in within Adobe Premiere Pro. So here are a few that I actually did suggest. In case you'd want to go in depth, there's a list of videos that we actually have on our channel. Please do check that out. And that's it for now. I hope you liked the video, guys. Please do share, subscribe, and again, my name is Ty. I'm going to see you back in the next video. If you have video requests, just please do comment that down below. Thanks so much for watching.